Stolen intelligence. Fragment. Access restricted. Decryption key 73XK5V2PG1AUN-326. Rep number 12059-INCID-LUN. Agents Fen-092. Subject Affidavit regarding incident number 12059. 1. Last week I was deployed by IKO-006 for routine surveillance of the quarantine zone outside the Hellmouth. Hive populations remain low and grow ever lower thanks to the efforts of a small contingent of veteran guardians who have made their homes on Luna. 2. Around 1900 hours yesterday afternoon, I began to experience a crushing headache and excused myself from patrol to recuperate. Though I originally intended to lay down for a nap, I fell asleep instead, and experienced multiple vivid dreams over the next 11.5 hours. In all of these dreams, I was trying to catch up with Agent ERI-223 in a crowd. She was always out of reach, whether by 200 meters or 20 meters. I had the sense that I needed to speak to her. 3. When I woke, I found that my headache had not improved. I prepared my armor and exited my bivouac to find a single stationary thrall crouched nearby. It stood as I approached, but made no motion to attack me. I fired one shot, killing it immediately. Upon stepping forward to examine its corpse, I saw a solid black fragment of an unknown material embedded in its chest cavity. The fragment resembled a flake or a shard of some larger object, not dissimilar to a high-gain photovoltaic panel. 4. I requested that my ghost perform a standard material analysis of the fragment, but neither one of us could confidently identify its qualities or provenance. That analysis is attached to this report as analysis number 1. 5. I requested that my ghost attempt to contain and transmat the fragment for quarantine on my jump ship. He was unable to establish a light link with the object, describing the fragment as slippery and tiring to try to catch hold of. 6. I used the barrel of my sniper rifle to touch and then work the fragment out of the thrall's corpse. Using my rifle, I turned the fragment over and examined it from multiple angles. I requested that my ghost run another deep scan of the object. That analysis is attached to this report as analysis number 2. 7. We concluded that the material seemed to be inert, and that it did not seem to be part of any complex device or mechanism. 8. At this point, I broke protocol and did not request additional backup. Instead, I picked up the fragment by hand and immediately experienced a vivid hallucination. I stood over VIP number 0704's shoulder as she dressed a 7-inch gash on Agent ERI-223's thigh. Both number 0704 and ERI-223 were dressed for combat. Hundreds of fragments of the unknown material hung in the air around us, apparent shrapnel from the wreckage of a nearby ship of unrecognizable make and model. ERI-223 looked directly toward me and said, "Papachikeskaya." 9. The duration of the hallucination was approximately 7 seconds. At its conclusion, my headache disappeared. My ghost and I held our position for the next 30 minutes, then collected the body of the thrall and the fragment for transportation. I delivered myself and my cargo to quarantine and experienced no further mental disturbances while detained. Message ends.